What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, talk body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
People are made of food. Your whole body, your arms and your legs, your eyes and your ears, your head and your feet, all grow out of the food you eat.
People live on food. To see with your eyes and hear with your ears, you need food. To think with your head, to speak with your mouth, you need food. To move your head, your arms, your legs, and every part of your body, you need food.
I don't know about that.
When you put some food in your mouth, you chop it up with your teeth and stir it up with your tongue. Your spit makes it all soft and mushy.
I'll have to try those next time.
Then you swallow it.
Yeah.
But then what?
It doesn't just fall down inside you, it's pushed along a stretchy tube. The pushing is very strong indeed, so strong that even if you stood on your head, your food would still go down into your stomach. That's the big, soft, strong bag, which is just under your chest.
And it's in your stomach that the food you eat is made even mushier with special stomach juices. Your stomach stirs up the food by squeezing and squashing it.
Sometimes when you swallow food, you swallow air as well. Then when your stomach stirs up your food, the air gets pushed back the way it came. It bubbles back up through the swallowing tube and comes out through your mouth to make you burp.
Sometimes, when you're ill or you eat too much, your stomach doesn't want to work making the food squashy, and it sends it back through the swallowing tube. That's what happens when you're sick.
But if the stomach is working properly and your food has been all mixed up and made into a paste, then the real journey begins.
Your stomach pushes it into this long, wiggly tube, which is part of your intestines. This is such a long tube that if you stretched it out, it would be as high as 3½ grown-ups standing on each other's shoulders.
Now the food is sorted out. The useful parts are now very, very small. So small they can squeeze through the sides of the tube to get into your blood. Your blood goes all round your body, and it carries the useful parts of what you eat to your arms and your legs to help them work, and to help make new bits of you.
Some bits of your food are no use at all, so those bits all squeeze down towards your bottom. But the water that's left over is sent to your kidneys. Your kidneys change the water into pee. Its proper name is urine. And when your kidneys have made a lot of it, it's kept in a stretchy bag called your bladder. When your bladder is full, you have to go to the lavatory, and the bag squeezes out the water.
Everybody has to do that a number of times every day, because your kidneys keep making the water and sending it to your bladder, and your bladder gets full up. It has to let the urine out to make room for more. As you get older, going to pee is quite a private thing. You go in and shut the door. The only difference is that boys stand up to pee and girls sit down.
Some of the bits of food your body doesn't need, though, can't be got rid of as water. That gets sent down to the back of your bottom and is pushed out through the little hole there. It's a bit smelly because it's all waste, and as it moves along, sometimes bubbles of air pop up in it. They go all the way to your bottom and push their way out of the little hole there. Because the hole is small, the air sometimes makes a funny noise when it comes out. It also makes a smell because it's been mixed up with the waste.
Your body gets rid of that waste because it's got all the bits in it that you don't need anymore. And those bits don't do your body any good anyway. So when you've wiped your bottom, you have to wash your hands. Then everything is perfectly clean again. We should all wash our hands after going to the lavatory.
It takes a whole day for one meal to make the journey from your mouth to your bottom. But because you use so much food for growing and running about and thinking and talking and working, you have to eat more often than that. Isn't it interesting that something as nice as eating should be good for your body?
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
When you go outside, there's something all around you. You can't see it, touch it, or hear it, but you can't do without it. What do you think it is? It's air. The air we breathe is all around us. We breathe air in through our nose and mouth. But then what happens?
The air goes down your breathing pipe, which leads to your lungs. Your lungs are like sponges full of tiny holes. When you breathe in, your chest gets bigger and the holes fill up with air. Some of your blood travels past the holes and collects useful clean air from them. Then the air can be carried all over your body. Worn-out air is carried back to your lungs by the blood and put back in the holes. Then, when you breathe out, your chest gets smaller and the holes get squashed, so the worn-out air gets pushed out, up into the breathing pipe and out of your nose and mouth again.
All mixed up in the air you breathe are tiny bits of dust and dirt. These all get trapped by little hairs inside your nose. But sometimes bits do get into your nose and throat, so you have to cough or sneeze. This blows out the dust or the slippery stuff that was in the way. It's easy to cough. You can do it when you like. But a sneeze happens all by itself when something tickles your nose or throat. Something else that happens all by itself is hiccups. These are little jerky breaths that are too small to let air in or out of your lungs properly. If you take no notice, they go away, just as suddenly as when they started.
Sometimes you need some extra air because you're tired. Then you take a huge, slow breath with your mouth wide open to get lots of air in. This is called a yawn. Sometimes you need a lot of extra air, like when you're running and playing. Then you have to breathe much more deeply and much more often. Afterwards, even when you've stopped, you have to go on breathing extra fast to make up for all the air you've used up in running.
But there's one more thing you need air for.
Ben, Lisa, come and get it!
Making sounds. Talking is just breathing with noises, and what comes out of your mouth when you talk is just air with a sound on it.
Sue?
No?
In your breathing pipe, halfway down your neck, there's a voice box with two smooth, stretchy flaps inside. When air goes over them, they wobble and they make a sound. Look at these people talking. They're using all the noisy air from their voice box to make different sounds. And their lips, their mouths, their tongues, their teeth, and sometimes their throats help make different words so they can talk to one another.
When you've learned how to make these different kinds of sounds, you have learned to talk. When you've learned how to make your voice go up and down, you have learned to sing. You can sing a song, sing it high or low. You can sing about all the things you know. Sing about the clouds, sing about the trees. But if somebody shouts, "Oi, be quiet, please!" you can make your voice so soft they can hardly hear a word. And once you've learned to like the birds. It doesn't even matter if you don't know the words. This is what you do if you don't know what to sing. You make another noise called whistling.
Whistling is made with your mouth, not your voice. You make a tiny hole with your lips and blow air past your teeth through the hole. Some people can whistle, a lot of people can't.
Chasing rabbits.
Blowing out through your lips is very useful for other things, like cooling down a hot drink. If you make a little hole with your lips and blow fast, the air that comes out is cold. Blow out slowly with your mouth open, and the air comes out gently and warmly from inside your warm lungs. This is why you breathe on your hands to warm them up. On a very cold day, you will see your breath because the air carries some of the wetness from inside your lungs, which turns into tiny water droplets when the cold air touches it.
So just think, you can't touch it or feel it, you can't hear it, and you can hardly ever see it. But the air around you is just as important to your body as the food you eat.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
Have you ever thought how your body keeps on working even when you're asleep? It's because your heart is beating all the time.
Sometimes, when you've been running very fast, you can hear and feel your heart thumping in your chest. Your heart is quite big. It's as big as your clenched fist. A grown-up's heart is as big as his clenched fist.
Everyone has the right-sized heart for his body. Your heart pushes your blood around your body like a pump. It works all day and night. It never stops. Push, rest, push, rest, push, rest. It pushes your blood along some thick tubes joined to your heart. Then, like the branches of a tree, the tubes get thinner and thinner until all the furthest bits have been reached. When your blood has reached all the parts of your body, it goes back again down different tubes, first thin ones, then thicker, until it goes back through your heart. So all the time your heart is pumping blood round and round your body in a big circle.
You can see the blood pumping sometimes. If you look at a grown-up's wrist, the little blue lines are veins carrying the blood. Stroke one with your finger down towards the hand. The blueness will go away and then come back. The heartbeat has pushed it back. It has to keep pumping because blood is very important.
Okay, lads, come round, please.
Why do you think all of your body needs blood all the time? Because when, for instance, your ears need some food and air to help them listen, the blood carries it to them. When your feet need some food and air to run about or kick a ball, the blood carries it to them.
Let's have a very close look at what blood is. It's a bit like lots of different trucks on lots of different roads, collecting and delivering all the time. There are red trucks and white trucks, which are called cells. The red cells take the air all over your body, and the white cells fight off any germs that might get in. There are lots of germs about, and sometimes they get inside your body. Then lots of white cells gang up together to fight off the germs. So, your blood helps take care of your body.
Sometimes you cut yourself and some blood gets out. That's a waste because blood is so useful. When you've cleaned your cut, it'll eventually stop bleeding because lots of little bits of blood have joined together to plug the hole. It's called a clot, and as it gets thicker and harder, the cut will join together again underneath, and it will mend. You know what happens then? A scab grows over the cut to protect it while it's healing. When it's better, the scab goes very hard and drops off. But if you take the scab off before it's ready, the cut will probably start bleeding again.
Isn't it strange that some people are frightened of blood? It's so useful and interesting.
That's why your heart keeps pumping night and day and night, night and day and night, night and day and night.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
Whether you're a boy or a girl, whether you're tall or small, whether your hair is light or dark, and no matter the colour of your skin, we all look the same inside. This is a skeleton.
Skeletons aren't scary. There's one inside you.
Everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got a skeleton. Inside everybody. Inside everyone. Bones are there to help you skip and dance and run. Everybody's got one. 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 Everybody's got a skeleton. Everybody's got a skeleton. Everybody's got a skeleton. Everybody's got a skeleton.
Feel the hard bits in your body. Those are your bones. There are more than 200 bones in your body, all different shapes and sizes. Some are very long and thick, like the ones in your legs, and some are very small and thin, like in your feet and your hands. Even your teeth are a sort of bone.
Why do you have bones? If you didn't, you'd be as floppy as a jelly. Why do you think you have so many bones? So you can move every part of your body.
But the bones can't move on their own. They're all joined together with thick, flat, stretchy bands, like rubber bands. They make different sorts of joins between the bones.
Some joins let the bones go round and round.
Your shoulder has that sort of join.
Some joins let the bones move in one way only.
Your knee has that sort of join.
Some joins let the bones slide over each other.
Your ankle has that sort of join.
There are some very special bones in your back.
They're all joined together so that you can bend forwards and sideways and a little bit backwards.
But all your bones don't move by themselves. They need muscles to move them. Feel the muscle in the top of your arm get thicker and shorter. When a muscle is short and thick, it's like a storehouse. It's a storehouse full of work. As it gets thinner and flatter, it sends out its work to help you climb and play and move about. That is hard work. It can be so hard, it makes you feel warm.
But muscles do other work as well. There are 600 different muscles in your body. You have tiny muscles which make your eyes move and your tongue talk. This is not hard work, but it's very complicated work.
And muscles do it very well. Bones and muscles together work very hard for your body.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes, let's talk body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
One very important part of your body controls the way you think and how you move. It helps you see, hear, touch, taste, feel, and smell. It's your brain. You can find out if food is good to eat just by smelling it.
Smells travel in the air and go into your nose when you breathe. Inside your nose are special smell collectors. They send the smell along a pathway called a nerve. The nerve goes to your brain. Your brain thinks about the smell. If it's a good food smell, your brain makes you feel hungry. If it's a bad smell, your brain makes you move your nose away from it. It tells you to wrinkle your nose or to cover it with your hand.
Smells and tastes go together. If something smells good enough to eat, it usually tastes good as well. This is because smell nerves and taste nerves like to work together. Taste starts in your tongue. The very tip of your tongue collects sweet and salty tastes. The middle and sides of your tongue collect sour tastes, like lemon slices. The back of your tongue collects bitter tastes, like the strong coffee that grown-ups drink.
Your eyes collect light. They collect it through a little window in the middle of your eye. If the light is very bright, the little window closes itself a bit. If the light is very low, the little window widens itself a bit. Eyes are very clever. Once they've collected the different lights and colours and patterns and shapes, the brain gets it all together like a picture.
Your ears collect sounds. Sound is made by wobbles in the air called vibrations. The vibrations go through the hole in your ear, and at the end of the hole is a smooth, flat piece of skin, just like the cover on a drum. When the vibrations touch it, it wobbles as well. Then the vibrations go deeper inside your ear, making some tiny bones wobble. And then at last the vibrations reach your brain, and your brain knows that they are sounds. They might be words, or music, or even... Oh dear, we all know what that sound means, don't we? Mum dropped those plates because they were hot. Her fingers felt the heat and sent a message to the brain. The brain sent a message back to tell her fingers to let go before she burned herself badly.
What she felt was pain. People don't like pains, but they're very useful. They find out about danger and warn us.
Very, very hot and very sharp. See that point at the end?
A very hard touch feels like a pain. A very soft touch is a nice feeling.
Your brain does other things. It can think and feel. Thinking is a lot of different things. When you make a house of bricks, your brain remembers how you did it last time. When you want to make a different sort of house of bricks, your brain invents the new way.
Feeling is lots of different things. It's being happy. It's being angry. And sometimes it's being frightened.
You want the plate steady?
What about when you're hungry?
Do you want two?
Your tummy
Yeah.
feels empty, your mouth gets wet inside, Your brain is telling you you're hungry.
Right over.
Thinking and feeling are all part of your brain and your body working together.
All right.
And your brain doesn't stop working even when you're asleep. When you dream, it can make nighttime pictures in your head.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
What is the biggest part of your whole body? It's your skin. It covers every part of you. It stops water from getting in. Otherwise, you'd be as soggy as a wet sponge.
But there's a lot of water inside you, too. And if you didn't have nice, thick, protecting skin, the water would all get out. And then you would be all dried up and wrinkled.
Your skin protects you from germs, too. Germs can't get into your body through your skin unless there's a cut in it.
Your skin needs to be soft and stretchy so it can grow as you grow. So it makes smoothing, softening oil in special little holes in itself. Look at your skin through a magnifying glass. You'll be able to see the holes. The oil spreads very thinly all over your skin and catches dust and dirt in it. That's why you have to wash so often. When you've washed off the dirty old oil, new oil is made.
Hairs grow in your skin all over you, except on the soles of your feet and on the palms of your hands. In some parts of you, the hair is very thick and easy to see, like on your head. In other places, it's so soft and short you have to look very closely for it, like on your arms and your legs.
Why is there hair all over your body? Well, we know that millions and millions of years ago, human beings were more like animals than people. They certainly didn't look like us. They looked more like monkeys with hair all over. They could use their feet like hands and could use their nails for cutting, scraping, and digging. Very slowly, as new babies were born, each time they had a little less hair. And instead of using 4 legs for everything, they found they could stand on 2 and use the other 2 as hands. As they became more clever, they invented tools like knives and spades to do their work. So, although we still have fingernails and toenails as well as hair, they're left over.
What else is left over? Well, we still have little muscles that can lift up each hair on our body. Animals need to do this. When a furry cat is cold, she makes each hair stand up on end. This helps keep warm air close to her body and makes her feel warmer. When a furry dog is frightened of another animal, he makes each hair stand up on end. This makes him look much bigger and fiercer and frightens away the animal he's afraid of. This is why, when people are cold or frightened, they get little bumps called goose pimples all over them. Their skin does what it did millions of years ago and what it still does on furry animals.
Skin can be lots of different colours. It can be almost white or pale pink or beige or cream or brown or shiny black. Why does skin come in different colours? Because of the sun. When very hot sun shines on people's pale skins, it can hurt them and burn them. So skin makes a protection. It goes brown. This is called a tan. Some people get only little patches of tan. They're called freckles. Millions and millions of years ago, when people first started being people and stopped being animals, they lived in different parts of the world. They didn't travel. They stayed in the same place all the time. Some parts of the world were very, very hot with burning sunshine. Some were very, very cool with hardly any sunshine. and there were all sorts of places in between with medium sunshine.
The people who lived in the very hot, sunshiny places got very dark tans. Only the ones who had skins which could get very brown or black could live there. So, black and very dark brown people started out in the hot places of the world. The people who lived in very cool places didn't get brown at all. So, pale people started out in the cold places of the world. And in-between coloured people came from the in-between places. But that was a very long time ago, before people started moving around the world and living in different places.
That is why today you'll find white people and black people and brown people and yellow people all living together. What colour is your skin? Your friends might have different coloured skin from you, but might have been born in your town. Where did their families come from long ago?
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes, let's talk body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
Have you ever wondered where people come from? How they're made? Well, everyone here, everyone you see every day, they were made by a mummy and a daddy. Men and women are just grown-up little people. They were all little children once.
All children grow and change until one day they are grown-ups themselves, and then they can make babies. First of all, their bodies have to grow. Their bones must get thicker, their muscles stronger, their hearts bigger, and their arms and legs longer.
How does this happen? All your bones and muscles and every part of you are made of tiny building pieces called cells. When cells get all the food and air they need from the blood, they grow and grow. Soon they are twice as big as they were. Then they split in half and become two separate building pieces. The two grow and grow and become 4 cells. Then the 4 become 8, and the 8, 16, and so on until the little child is almost a grown-up person.
When boys and girls are almost grown up, some important bits of them start to grow. These are the baby-making bits.
Deep inside her and safely tucked away, a girl has a storehouse of tiny baby-making eggs. When she is a woman, they can grow into babies. But they can't grow into babies by themselves. They have to join with a special seed from a man before they can do that. As well as the baby-making eggs, a woman has a place inside her where a baby can grow. She also grows big, round, soft breasts on the front of her chest. They are for making milk to feed a baby with.
Boys have baby-making bits as well. They have little round balls where baby-making seeds grow. They are between their legs. They get bigger when the boy grows up. Boys also have a penis, which they use to pee with. This gets bigger as well. It will have another job to do when the boy is a man. It will have the job of putting the baby-making seeds deep inside the woman's baby-making place so that the egg and seed together can grow into a baby.
This is all part of a very special and adult way of loving someone very much. The seeds come out of the man's penis and go to meet the woman's baby-making egg. The man's seeds are called sperm, and they can swim. They have whippy little tails to help them. When a sperm meets the egg, they join together and start to grow and change. It takes a long, long time, almost as long as it is from one of your birthdays to the next.
The baby grows bigger and bigger and bigger until at last he's big enough to live outside his mother's body by himself. And where the man's seed went into the woman is where the baby will eventually, after all that time, come out. It's hard work for a mother to help her baby get out. But it's worth it, because a new baby is a very happy person to have in the family.
After the baby is born, the mother holds him close to her breasts and puts the soft tip of one of them in his mouth. Then he can suck and get out the milk the breasts are making. It's a lovely, warm, cuddly feeling for both the mummy and her baby.
Because the new baby is made of a little bit of his mummy and a little bit of his daddy, he's a mixture of both of them. What about your friends? Which bits of them look like their mummy and their daddy?
Just think. Maybe one day you will make a baby. Then you'll be a parent yourself. Then your baby will grow up and make babies. Then you'll be a grandparent. Fancy that.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Who do you think you are? What do you want to be? You don't have to look very far. You're already somebody. Somebody. Talk about your head, let's talk body talk. Talk about your toe, let's talk body talk. Talk about your eyes and ears, body talk. Talk about your mouth and nose, body talk. Talk about your skin and bones, body talk. Talk about your heart and blood, body talk. Talk about your breathing in, breathing out. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk, body talk. Let's talk body talk. Everybody's got something to say.
Nobody and nothing lasts forever. Flowers start by being little seeds which grow into flowers. When the plant dies, the seeds it made start growing all over again.
People start by being little seeds, then they grow into babies, and the babies grow into children, and the children grow into grown-ups. Then they make new people. They stop growing, but they don't stop changing.
Old people are different from young ones. Their muscles are not so good at storing up work. So old people have to walk slower and sometimes have to use a stick to help their muscles hold them up. Their skin is not so good at smoothing itself, so it gets wrinkled. Their brains are still as good at thinking and feeling and sending messages, but they get tired more quickly. So old people like to take naps in the daytime to help their brains rest after doing all their work. Old people's hair is not so good at growing, so it gets thin and loses its colour. Sometimes it stops growing altogether.
You were sound asleep.
Sometimes their ears are not so good at hearing, so people have to talk louder to them.
After many, many years, long after their children are grown up, people who are old get tired all over. The time has come for the old person to die. All their different body parts quietly stop working. They cannot see or feel or think or be busy anymore. It's a very peaceful way to be.
When a person dies, people are sad. They'll miss having that person to talk to and be with, so they cry. Grown-ups can cry just like children can.
After a person has died, they don't need their tired, worn-out body anymore, so they're buried in the soft earth, and everyone goes to say goodbye at a funeral. People put flowers on the place where the dead person is buried. They're a goodbye present. But dead people can still be a part of new people. How?
You can remember what someone was like, and their feelings and their memories can become part of your feelings too. Many of the things you learn from your mother and father, they learned from their mother and father, who were your grandparents.
Which means that many of the things you learn now, and feel now, and know now, have come from long ago, and will go on for years and years and years.
So although nobody and nothing lasts forever,
Then, Lisa.
everybody does.
We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. We've been talking body talk. Body talk. Body talk. Body talk.